You're about to see the price potential of Render assessed in a way that you've never seen Render assessed before, or any other coin for that matter. And the reason I can say this is because I've built my own unique system. And no, it's not going to be a massive sell event at all. I'm doing it to help. All right. It's not even for sale right now. So the point is, I'm going to be doing other additional training like this. And there's a reason why Render is going to be used in the first instance, which I'll explain in the video you're about to watch. By the way, which has been taken out of my private community. So this was recorded yesterday. But the beauty of the system is that it takes on board dominance, as well as obviously market cap size, as well as history. So we'll be able to see what a coin's done in the past to help us make informed decisions about what its price potential is. There is nothing like it. And unlike some other YouTubers, which I just find irresponsible and give you a specific price, I'm not going to do that. I think it's bollocks. No one knows. We don't even know which cycle we're getting. And by the way, you're also going to witness the possibilities in terms of price potential for both cycles. So whether that's a left translated cycle or whether it's a more traditional 4-yearly cycle. The last thing for me to say though is if you're looking for a specific price prediction, you're not going to get it. Like I said, I think it's bollocks. It's about looking at the ranges. So this is me talking to my guys. So I may be talking a bit more chilledly than I would normally on camera when I know I'm going to be on YouTube, but at least you can get a flavour for what it's like being in my community. I mean, I knocked 10 of these out yesterday and it gave me the price conviction that I need. As a result, I'm going to be going heavier in 3 and I'm going to be selling 2. And it's so crucial we have conviction in our coins, of course, not only as a project, but also its price. Anyway, I digress. I just want to make that crystal clear. So if you're looking for just one price, stop the video, don't bother. But if you get it and you're thinking, okay, Paul, I'm interested to see what you say, where this potentially at the bottom end and the upper end could go, then this is definitely for you. So grab a drink and I think you'll enjoy this, and I'll leave this with you. And I'll see you soon. Oh, final thing. If you do like this content, give this little teeny tiny channel a little sub and a like, will you? It means a lot. Cheers. Afternoon, lads. This is going to be an interesting one. You're going to get a lot, you should anyway, learn a lot from this one. So yeah, please pay attention. I'm going to get into the coin shortly. In fact, the reason I'm doing Render is to help give you conviction in other plays that applies to. So for example, as a benchmark for AI and Deepin, because it's into both. So I thought it was a good one to start with. So when we're looking at other coins like DexCheck or ChainGPT or stuff like this, or even Kudos, we can bear this in mind. Now the first thing, I've come across this and I quite like this. It makes sense, and I've not seen this before in terms of what may be on the cards with regards to a cycle, because of course right now it's too early to predict whether we're going to have a left translated cycle at the time of recording or a more traditional 4-yearly one. So what we'll be looking at is looking at it from this perspective, which would be a left translated cycle, aka a short one, or should I say the longer one. So I just want to show you this first of all. Okay, so let's lose this. Now, Render was an interesting one because it's been out longer than I thought. It's been out since 2020. So as you'll know from watching the video so far, I've either kind of got it doing 2021 coins, or we come down here and we treat them as new coins. However, because its all-time high is very recent, I think it's more interesting to be able to look at what its dominance was now as opposed to 2021. It's more relevant, so that's the way in which I'm going to assess it. Alright, so I've banged in the numbers. I've changed this a little bit now. What happens is all you've got to do is enter your price, the circulating supply, and it'll tell you what the coin market cap is, because I was getting a bit concerned about reporting figures and if they were accurate. As long as we've got these two, the math is the math, and that's right. So we've got all-time coin peak date, which is 17th of March. and its market cap was just over 5 billion. That's what the top market was worth. And I'm going to get on to the vesting schedule, because you'll learn something from this as well. So if I go here, you can see it's got 71.9% saying of its max supply, so it leads you to believe, just looking at that on its own, that's there's more to come. However, we go to vesting, come down here, all tokens are unlocked. So it's like, okay. So, but we've got a whopping 65% untracked here. But then when we look a bit closer, we can see that 65% is Render User Development Fund and 10% reserve. Now, please note, data unavailable, tokens may be unlocked, should I say, at any moment, which factually I assume is correct. However, then you have to look at the likelihood. I'm more relieved if I was a render owner in this particular instance, because these are not staked. If this was like, they'd been unlocked and untracked meant they were staked, then what that does tell me is that, well, what are those people going to do with staked coins when it's a good time to sell them and stake them, and then there's going to be a glut of render coins on the market, which will suppress the price. But yeah, understanding investing schedules excuse me, is not the easiest, but that's what we're dealing with. Now, whilst the total I understand is 531, I've actually gone with what it states as of kind of now, really, because they're all unlocked. So unless they do something different with the ones that we've just been discussing, this will remain the case. It won't change. But of course, you need to be mindful of that could change. But equally, we're dealing with if, buts, and maybes. So for the purpose of this exercise, we're going to treat it as in they're all out, because they are all out, and the reserved ones, what I just went through, aren't going to get dumped. Hope that all made sense. Right. So let's go and take a look at render. Here we are. So we've got coin market cap all-time high, what it is today. So you can see there's been a bit of a change, quite significant actually, and what the market caps were and when its peak date was, which is the 17th of March. When on the 17th of March, its dominance was 0.2%. Today it's 0.15%, so it's a decline of, even though that says increase, that needs changing. That's a minus 26% decrease in what its highest dominance was so far. All right, so let's put in here, and we're bearing in mind what we're doing is comparing ourselves to this all-time high. So let's say we do, I don't know, 50% better, and let's say we do 100% better, just to start us off, and let's see what that comes in at. And remember, this is left translated, so below expected is 5, expected 6, above expected 7, and moon is 8. And the reason moon is 8, short period of time. So as you can see, these kind of look realistic to me. My gut feeling before doing this was render's got it in it to be a 20 to 30 billion coin, if you think about the narrative that it's in. All right, and that is only kind of a 4 or 6x from what its highest was, look, as evidence here. So this is kind of falling in line really with what I was kind of thinking. So it looks, yeah, I'm quite comfortable with that. I think as a range, because we don't know, I think it would fall in between. I think 50% higher is realistic, and probably up to 100 probably is max out. So that gives us a complete range of about $40 on the low end to realistically 74. Okay, you might go, Paul, that's some kind of range, which it is, but I'm never going to sit here and go it's going to go to one price, because no one knows, and we can only use this data to give us an indication about where stuff can go so we can make informed decisions. So what does that mean for render? Of course, the X's have gone ultimately, even though these are good numbers, because you'd only be getting at the low end a 4.1 return if you invested now, up to a 7.64. So it's not something we want to be investing in. You know, those days are gone. You want to be getting in at $1 to $2 really. Then it's a different kettle of fish in it. But that for me, I think seems like a realistic range. I do expect its dominance, I think, to increase by 50% given the narrative it's in it. I'm not sure it'll go to 100%, but my best estimate is probably in between there, and you can see how I've gauged that. Now, what we want to do is we want to change the dates and we want to change the trillions. So we're going to change this to 6, to 8, to 10, to 12. I'm going to change this now to the 31st of December 25, in case we're going to get that kind of cycle. Alright, so go back to here. What does that do with the same numbers? That's telling us on the below expected we're looking at 24,000, well, between 18 and 24, and on the upper end 30 to 40 realistically. I don't see us going to these personally, could be wrong. So best estimate really, I kind of feel it's around here, 20, I think it's a 25 to 30. Yeah, like I was saying, 25 to 30 billion potential this coin. Not trying to overdo it. I'd expect it to do 20 minimum, so you can see, but the X's still aren't so good because of where it's currently at. But what we need to pay attention to is what the dominance is already proven in this bull run. This is 0.2, it's already done that. That is a fact. Yeah. So it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to go that can go to 0.3, does it? Or even maybe to 0.4. But I think it's worth bearing in mind these dominance levels as we look at other price predictions of coins, because that are relevant within kind of similar kind of niches, AI and deep in particular. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that one. I'll crack on with the next.